Hello community, I hope this video finds you well. For this week's video, I'd like to talk about the word homeostasis. You know, when we think of homeostasis, we often think of just neutral and things, my nervous system being calm, and we think that this is a desired state. And of course, it does feel very comfortable. However, homeostasis really is basically how we are conditioned and what we are used to. Our nervous system becomes very conditioned to certain environments, and we are always conditioned to return to homeostasis, right? Which the definition of homeostasis is the state of balance. However, no matter how functional or unfunctional or dysfunctional or comfortable or uncomfortable the way things are and can be, the way we are conditioned is what feels like us, right? What feels the most normal for us. And we are always trying to get back to homeostasis in a sense, in order to feel like us, because to not feel like us is very unnerving and it's very rattling to the nervous system. Of course, until we create the new habit that we're trying to do or create the new identity that we are trying to create, until it becomes comfortable. So it is possible to change. And it is possible to relax into that change. However, I just wanted to call attention to this word homeostasis and our habit of trying to always feel like us. Because sometimes when we are feeling like ourselves, we are not necessarily creating the change in which we are desiring. And so it's helpful to expand this topic for ourselves because we want to truly identify, well, what are the habits that make us feel like ourselves? And oftentimes, say I got into the habit of just feeling sad or feeling suppressed by the overbearing parent or the overwhelming peers or society. Imagine that I got very conditioned to being suppressed. And of course, with suppression comes a little depression, right? Because that's what depression is, a depression of the life force. We are pushing our own life force down. We are kind of sitting on ourself. So even though we make the choice to free ourselves and we make the choice to be happy, oftentimes this is very unnerving for the nervous system. And so we'll do it for a little while, but then we'll often slide back into the habit of being suppressed or depressed. And so the trick is to try to balance and regulate the nervous system to the new feeling that we are trying to create. And of course, this doesn't happen all at once. When I do trauma work with somatics, meaning using the body and going in through the body for trauma works, oftentimes, so one of the theories that we do is that we place the student in a position that could bring up some feelings of not being safe, like maybe a vulnerable feeling, or maybe it's a feeling of like putting ourselves out there or feeling exposed. And if we want to create more of that, say we are shy or we want to take more risk, we want to position ourselves in the pose, in a safe way, of course, and we don't want to bully our nervous system by doing too much too soon, we allow ourselves to go into that pose, and then we repattern and recondition the nervous system to regulating to this new sensation of being exposed. But exposed has a negative connotation. So when we balance exposed or the feelings of being vulnerable, we want to get to the place where we feel just neutral, where we feel just this is the way it is. Yes, I'm out there and it's okay. And yes, I feel like I'm taking a risk and it's okay. So we can use somatics for that. We can also, of course, use visualizations and meditation, a combination of both. But sometimes the intellectual knowledge of what's actually happening in the nervous system is very helpful. So if you are looking to change a certain internal environment, a certain way of being in the world, we want to try to condition the nervous system to that sensation so that we embody it. And it's not something we intellectually or consciously have to try to do. So, of course, that is a process. And then you will go through different stages of that process. But like everything else, practice is the key. So I hope this was helpful. I'd love to hear your feedback. And just to sum it up, homeostasis is basically what we are used to. It's not necessarily what we want. So hope you have a great week and let me know your feedback. Thanks. Bye-bye.